Chapter 9. All roads lead to Johannesburg. All roads lead to Johannesburg. If you are white or if you are black, they lead to Johannesburg. If the crops fail, there is work in Johannesburg. If there are taxes to be paid, there is work in Johannesburg. If the farm is too small to be divided further, some must go to Johannesburg. If there is a child to be born that must be born in secret, it can be born in Johannesburg. The black people go to Alexandra or Sophiatown or Orlando and try to hire rooms or to buy a share of a house. Have you a room that you could let? No, I have no room. Have you a room that you could let? It is let already. Have you a room that you could let? They say there are 10,000 of us in Orlando alone, living in other people's houses. Do you hear what Dubala says? That we must put up our own houses here in Orlando. And where do we put up the houses? On the open ground by the railway line, Dubala says. And of what do we build the houses? Anything you can find. Sacks and wood and grass from the grasslands and sticks from the field. And when it rains? When it rains, they will have to build us houses. It is foolishness. What shall we do in the winter? 6 years waiting for a house, and the houses grow still fuller, for the people still come to Johannesburg. This night they are busy in Orlando. I shall carry the iron, and you, my wife, the child, and you, my son, 2 sticks and many sacks, down to the land by the railway lines. Many people are moving there. You can hear the sound of digging and hammering already. It is good that the night is warm and there is no rain. Thank you, Mr. Dubala. We are satisfied with this piece of ground. Thank you, Mr. Dubala. Here is our shilling for the committee. Shantytown is up overnight. What a surprise for the people when they wake in the morning. The newspapers are full of us. This great village of sack and wood and iron, with no rent to pay, only a shilling to the committee. Shantytown is up overnight. The child coughs badly, and her face is as hot as fire. The cold wind comes through the sacks. What shall we do in the rain, in the winter? Quietly, my child. Do not cough any more. Your mother is by you. But the child coughs badly. Her face is hotter than fire. What shall we do in the rain, in the winter? Already some of them are saying, look at those houses over the hill which they have started to build because we built Shantytown. They are not finished, but the roofs are on. One night we shall move there and be safe from the rain and the winter. And this is Shantytown, my friend. Kumalo looked around at the houses. A sheet of iron, a few bits of wood, sack and grass, an old door from some forgotten house. There is a smell of food. There is a sound of voices. The sun shines warmly down from the cloudless sky. But what will they do when it rains? What will they do when it is winter? See, there is one of our black nurses. Does she not look well in her uniform? The white people are training more and more of them. It is strange how we move forward in some things and go backward in others. Yet, in this matter of nurses and doctors, we have many friends among the white people. Good morning, nurse. Did you ever know a young man, Absalom Kumalo? Yes, I did, but he is not here now. He stayed at that house over there. The woman of the house smiled at them in a friendly way. Mother, we are looking for a lad, Absalom Kumalo. He stayed with me, Umfundisi. We took pity on him because he had no place to go. But I am sorry to tell you that they took him away, and the magistrate sent him to the reformatory. The reformatory? Yes, the big school, beyond the hospital. It is not too far to walk. I must thank you, mother. Stay well. Come, my friend. They walked on in silence, for neither of them had any words. Kumalo would have fallen, though the road was straight and even, and Msimango took his arm. Have courage, my brother. Sometimes it seems that I have no more courage. I was afraid of this. Yes, I too was afraid of it. Yes, I remember when you first became afraid. The day at Alexandra, when you sent me on, and you returned to speak again to the woman. What did the woman say to you, my friend? She said that these two young men were making trouble. Many goods, white people's goods, came to the house. This reformatory, can they reform there? I do not know. Some people say one thing, some the other. But your friend the priest from England speaks well of it. They came to the reformatory, where one of their own people, a pleasant fellow, asked them what they wanted, and took them to an office where a young white man inquired of them in Afrikaans what was their business. We are looking, sir, for the son of my friend, one Absalom Kumalo, said Msimango in the same language. Absalom Kumalo? Yes, I know him well. Strange, he told me he had no people. Your son told him that he had no people, said Msimango in Zulu. He was no doubt ashamed, said Kumalo. I am sorry, he said to Msimango in Zulu, that I speak no Afrikaans. For he had heard that sometimes they do not like black people who speak no Afrikaans. The young man understood him and said in English, You may speak what you will. Your son did well here, and I have great hope for his future. You mean, sir, that he is gone? Gone, yes. Only 1 month ago. We made an exception in this case, partly because of his good behavior, partly because of his age, but mainly because there was a girl who is going to have a child by him. She came here to see him, and he seemed fond of her and anxious about the child that would be born. And so, after he promised us that he would work for his child and its mother, we let him go. And is he now married, sir? No, Umfundisi, he is not. But everything is arranged for the marriage. This girl has no people, and your son told us he had no people, so I myself have arranged it. That is good of you, sir. I thank you for them. It is our work. You must not worry too much about this matter and the fact that they were not married. The real question is whether he will care for them and lead a decent life. I will take you to Pimville, where Absalom and this girl are living. He will not be there because I have found work for him in the town and they have given me good reports of him. I persuaded him to open a post office book, and he already has 3 or 4 pounds in it. Indeed, I cannot thank you enough, sir. It is our work, said the young man. At the house in Pimville, they were greeted by a young girl, who herself seemed no more than a child. We have come to inquire after Absalom, said the young white man. This Umfundisi is his father. He went on Saturday to Springs, she said, and he has not yet returned. The young man was silent for a while, then looked confused or angry. But this is Tuesday, he said. Have you heard nothing from him? Nothing, she said. When will he return? He asked. I do not know, she said. Will he ever return? He asked. I do not know, she said. She said it hopelessly, as one who is used to waiting, to being left suddenly alone. Kumalo was moved to pity. What will you do? He said. I do not know, she said. Msimango turned to Kumalo. You can do nothing here, he said. Let us go. Have you not troubles enough of your own? I tell you there are thousands of such girls in Johannesburg. You do not understand. I will be the child's grandfather. Even that you do not know, said Mango angrily. "And if you were, how many more such have you? Shall we search them out day after day, hour after hour? Will it ever end?" Kumalo stood in the dust like one who has been struck. Then, without speaking any more, he took his seat in the car. They stopped at the gate of the village, and the young white man got out and went into an office. He came back, his face unhappy. "I have telephoned the factory," he said. "It is true. He has not been at work this week." At Orlando, they climbed out, and the young man spoke to Kumalo. "I am sorry for this," he said. "I am sorry too, for this end to your work. Yes, it is my work, but it is your son. Let us not give up all hope. It has happened sometimes that a boy is arrested or is injured and taken to hospital, and we do not know. Do not give up hope, Umfundisi. I will not give up the search." They watched him drive away. "He is a good man," said Kumalo. "Come, let us walk." But Mango did not move. "I am ashamed to walk with you," he said. "I ask you to forgive my ugly words." "You are forgiven, but I have something to ask of you." Mango looked at him, searching his face, and then he said, "It is agreed." "What is agreed?" "That I should take you again to see this girl." They walked along the hot road to Orlando, and both fell silent, each, no doubt, with many things in mind.